Hey everyone out there, it's Ted Aguilar from Death Angel. You're watching Gear Masters and I'm here to show off my rig. Alright, this right here is my main rig, the rig that I use all across America. I got it built, all the wiring. When I'm done with the front, I'll show you the back. All the wiring was done by Anders Aho. And I'm gonna start right here with the Furman. This Furman P1800 AR. It's a must-have for any rig. I mean, everything's plugged in here. It's a great unit. In the event there's some sort of surge or some sort of spike, it just grabs it and it protects all your rig. Now, if you don't have one of these and you have everything plugged into like a regular power strip and there's a surge, your whole thing's gonna get wiped out. So this is like a must-have for any touring artist or any artist in general. Now we got the Whirlwind multi-selector. I use this, as you can see, it's labeled wireless and cable. So it's on the wireless right now. But if anything goes wrong with the wireless, switch it to cable, bam, I still get sound. Easy breezy, you know, quick change. The Line 6 G90, I love this unit. It's a great unit. I never had any problems with it. It's just a great wireless overall. It's like no frequency restrictions. So when we go out to Europe, we play a lot of these festivals where they ask you for your frequencies, because I don't know why they do that, but they ask. But this one has no frequency restrictions. All digital, awesome. Strobe Peterson tuner. I mean, you can't go wrong with a strobe tuner. And Peterson makes great strobe tuners. We have a small one, and I have a rack one. Great tuners. Precise. If you're going on tour in the studio, you want your guitars precisely in tune. That's the tuner to get. The Decimator. Now this unit is the best noise gate I ever had. I tried out all these noise gates. This is the best. Now this is a stereo one.
Call it out.
I have a guitar for my there's two channels. One is in the loop of the head. The other one's from the guitar into it. So it's two channels I'm using.
Is that good,
The next part is the Voodoo Lab GCX switcher. I love this unit. It's awesome. Everything is hooked up to here. The head, all the pedals is hooked up into this GCX.
Thank you.
And I have one of these GCX ground controls that controls everything. The pedals, the channel switching on the head, as you can see, is labeled. And as you can tell, this unit's covered in plastic. In the event, sweat falls down on it, or someone throws a beer, or anything spills, I have this unit covered in plastic, and I actually stole this idea from Machine Head, so that's cool. And, oh man, if I can get into the pedals here, there we go. I got a Voodoo Lab Power 2 Plus that powers all the pedals, MXR EQ, a micro flanger MXR, a black label chorus, and I got 2 delays, different settings. On some songs I use this setting, and another song I use another. This is cool, wired. And let's get to the heads. Mesa Boogie Mark 5s. You can't go wrong with boogies. I mean, I've always been a boogie fan. I own a Mark 4 myself, and I've just been a boogie fan. I mean, you can't go wrong with them. I love the features. It's a 3-channel, and it's like 9 modes. You got the clean, you got tweed, and you got the fat sound on the clean channel. And the 3rd channel I really like, because you have an option to do the Mark 2C Plus, which I'm a big fan of, the old school Mark 2C Plus. But depending on the vibe of the venue or the set list, I kind of change it up. Right now I'm on the Mark 4 setting, and 5-band EQ, depth controls. I mean, this head's a workhorse, and they sound really good. And I have 2 of them, one as a main, one as a backup, and it's awesome. Now I'm running these Mesa Boogie 4x12s with vintage 30s. As you can tell, I have a theme of white heads, white cabs, and they sound really good. They sound great. And also, I have a Digitech sampler. Now what I use this for is, in the shows, we have an intro. I start the sample for the intro, and there's a song called Left 4 Dead where I start the sample, and there's a sample within the song. So I just activate it, take it off. Gives our sound man an easy job. He used to do it, but I decided I know where things go, so that's what I use, a Digitech sampler. And if we go to the back of the rack here, it's kind of wired. I got this panel done by Dethroned, which is based out of Chicago. They did the paneling here, which they do a great job. And the wiring is, I'm gonna change the wiring, but it was wired by Anders Aho from Jet Setter's Rig. Monster cables, but I'm gonna swap them out. They're too thick. And I heard they've kind of messed up your input. So as soon as I get back, I'm gonna rewire this whole thing. And I just acquired one more thing, which is perfect timing that you're doing this. I just got this made. Now, like I said, this is my main rig that I use for the US touring. And I just acquired this thing, and I only use this if we're gonna do like fly shows, if we do a one-off, like if we have to fly to like Japan or South America or something. Because sometimes when you do these one-off fly shows, they don't have all the amps you want, and sometimes the backline or the gear that you request is non-existent. But let me see, a Kemper. Now again, this whole fly rig was made by Dethroned out of Chicago. They did the Kemper, and there's a wireless antenna, which also right here, Kemper, and it comes with the Kemper profiler pedal. And if you look at the back here, which is really, really cool, they did all the, I have the Furman in the back, a G90, and they did all the paneling, FXN, MIDI, foot switch, remote, USB, cab out, left and right outs for the house. So this right here is for my fly rig. Like I said, you know, sometimes some of these places don't have Mesa boogies. You get stuck with like a Laney. Nothing wrong with a Laney, but it's good to have a Kemper for one of these. Now we're gonna get to the guitars. All right, I'm an ESP guy. I love ESP. I've been with I actually bought my first ESP in 1996, but I've been with the company since 2003. I mean, they're good guitars. I really like them. They're built really well, and they just fit me. I tried all ESP models, the Strats, the Horizons, the Vipers, but I'm an Eclipse guy, so I'll show off my Eclipse. I just like how they're built. They sound good, they feel good, they look good. They're a good company with great support. And what kind of drew me to those guys? Metallica. I mean, when I saw them, I go, well, ESP, if it's good for them, it's gonna be good for anybody else. So I'm gonna start off with one by one. I have 4 ESPs out on the road here. This is the very first custom I got. It's a Eclipse, as it's all white. Again, the theme of all white. EMG 81, 1 volume knob, and that's kind of all you need. It's still my favorite guitar. It's the first custom I got. It feels well, and it's aged really well. I had this guitar going on like 5 years now. It's been all around the world with me. For some reason, it just settled really great, and you know, this is the one I take everywhere with me. It's a good guitar. It's awesome. As you can see, it's been around the world quite a few times, beaten up, but it sounds really good. 1 pickup. It's all mahogany with ebony. And you got the Spurzels. As you can see, it's abalone Spurzels. And that's it, the wood. Dunlop Strings. Love them. Local out of Benicia, California, which is around the Bay Area. Been using them forever. And there's our tuning. Tech proof. Usually do it D sharp, 10 to 48. Dunlops, 10 to 48. They're great, man. I mean, I tried a lot of strings in the past. All great strings, but when we started using Dunlop, they just last a lot longer, they stay in tune more, and when you actually go to the company and you actually see how the strings are being made and the tender loving care that they put into it, you can tell it's awesome. Now, I'm gonna get to my signature series. This is the second year, again all white. Now, ebony fretboard, mahogany body, EMG 81, EMG 85s on this one. 1 volume knob, and as you can tell, I put the toggle switch down here. Most Eclipse is usually up here. Sometimes it does get in the way, but it just feels right to have it down here. So this is my actual signature series, and this is the prototype, the original one, and it's great. I mean, it's the second year it's been around. It sounds really, really good. You know, again, white with kind of like a cream binding. And it's on sale at espguitars.com or any local retailer. Love it, love it. Now we're gonna get to the specialty. This guitar here. It's modeled after the first custom. Same thing, ebony mahogany body. EMG 81 black, 1 volume knob. This guitar is tuned to drop C sharp, 10 to 48, and the difference is the LEDs light up. And there's a switch somewhere right here. You can turn it off, you can turn it on. And this guitar, I call him Vader, Darth Vader type deal. So it's cool. I mean, the LEDs are awesome. ESP did a good job of installing them, and it works really well when you hit the stage and it's black. And you're kind of like, hey man, I don't know where I'm starting. So this is cool. This is one of my favorites too. This goes everywhere with me as well. Now last but not least, I just got this before we left on the DevilDriver tour. I had one of my Eclipse, an older Eclipse. I had a friend of mine do a custom paint job. He owns a chop shop, so you know, in the paint shop he does older, like Harley Davidsons. He paints this chop shops on like old vehicles. So he took one of my older Eclipse and kind of did a paint job on it, which is really cool. If you look down here, a certain light, if you hit certain lights, 2 skulls breathing smoke that comes up, and it continues on to the neck, and it also has it on the back. Yeah, a friend of mine, Renee Moranin, he owns a chop shop, RM Creations. He did the whole paint job, and I just had ESP put in all the hardware. You know, black Spurzels, bridge, everything black. Again, 81, and this time I have a 60 on the neck. This one is I used for the last song of the set, The Moth. It's a drop C sharp tuning, and that's all my ESP guitar that I brought out on the road here. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my gear today, my guitars, my rig. I want to thank everyone who supported Death Angel and me. ESP Guitars, Furman, Line 6, GCX Voodoo Lab, Mesa Boogies, Dethroned out in Chicago for all the wiring, Dunlop Strings and picks, the MXR pedals, and everyone out there who supports Death Angel. If you want to know about us, deathangel.us. Thanks for watching Gear Masters. Enjoy.